Bella Barista in the roastery. We are looking at this cafflano, great piece of kit here for making coffee on the move. Hopefully you've already seen the promotional video that they've made to go along with it, but this is what you've got. You've got this piece of kit here. This is a pouring kettle, so it's pour over filter. This is going to allow you to pour the water nice and accurately over it. The next thing in there is the grinder, so you're actually grinding your coffee fresh straight into that. Underneath the grinder, filter cone, so you're grinding straight into the filter cone, so that's all ready to go, which then in turn you pour water over into the cup, so you're ready to drink straight from it. You take a filter paper, you can use these Harrio ones, they work well. You can also use a standard sort of Melita or Techniborn filter papers. It just needs to give it a little fold. That's all on it's all in the instructions, it's all on the promotional video. So we're just going to fold that, make it about a third of the size smaller. We're trying to pop that in there. So what I'm going to show you to do now is basically how to make good coffee with it. You've seen it, all the gadgety features and how appealing it is. So I'm going to show you how to make a really nice cup of coffee. So how do we do that? Well, we need to set the grind. Before we can set the grind, we need to know how much coffee we're going to use. With any sort of coffee brewer, I like to go by the rule of thumb of 60 grams per litre as a start. So filling up this kettle, this holds about 250 millilitres. That's obviously a quarter of a litre, so we're going to go for a quarter of 60, so that's 15. 15 grams of coffee fits comfortably into this grinder. Dean, if you'd like to come in and have a look at this. You can see on the edge of this grinder, hopefully you can see that there are some marks there. That's just to show you the sort of the volume of coffee that you're putting in, and 15 grams happens to be just between the bottom and the second line. This is a Kenya pea berry, so this is really small bean, so it's worth just weighing some coffee and putting it in and then just seeing where it comes to on that little scale there, just so that you know. Okay, so once you've got your dosage of coffee fixed, what you can then do is set the grind by taste. So you grind the coffee, make a brew. If you then find that the coffee tastes heavy and claggy and a bit thick, then you've got the grind a little bit too fine. If it tastes sort of weak and wishy-washy, then you've got the grind a bit coarse. So you then just adjust it. It's very simple to adjust. That's all in the, I won't go through it here, it's all in the instructions, but easy to adjust the grinder. One thing I should say is don't buy this piece of kit expecting to then have a multi-purpose grinder that you can use for all sorts of things. It really doesn't grind very fine. You won't get it any finer than this. This piece of kit, because you've got the paper filter and the mesh filter underneath there, means that it draws down really quite slowly. You've got quite a lot of resistance, so you're actually grinding a lot more coarse than you might do for a normal filter. So the grinder itself has its limitations. It really is just limited to use on this, I would say. So 15 grams of coffee. Doesn't take too long to grind. Okay, so when it all goes quiet, that's done. Unscrew the grinder, and you can see, if you come and have a look, you can see it's all neatly in there, all in the middle of the filter paper. So we're ready to brew some coffee now. So to get a consistently good cup of coffee, you need to have your measurements right. Same amount of coffee, same grind setting, and importantly, same amount of water. This makes it easy to do that. It's just about 10 millimeters below the pouring spout. That is 250 mils of water. So we can get that right each time. So just come a little bit closer, and you see that the grind does look very coarse, but as I said, you've got that extra resistance of the mesh filter behind the paper filter. So we're going to just pour a little bit in, just saturate the grounds, and we're going to, as it's nice fresh coffee, so it's going to bloom up with all the gas that's in there. So just let that bloom, probably give that sort of 30-40 seconds. In the real world, I'm going to go a little bit quicker here. And then we just come in and we pour in the rest of the water. Make sure you pour it all in. If pour it in at the same rate that it's draining out, you'll find that you can just keep going. What you need to do is to pour it into the middle, avoid pouring it down the sides, because then it will just run straight down the paper and the water won't run through the coffee. Okay, that's all in. Now we're going to let it draw down. It does pour really nicely. I was just being a little clumsy there. Let me go and clean that up and I'll be with you. Right, come in, Dino. So you can see now it will start drawing down once you've finished topping up the coffee. Just let it flow through. It will draw all the way down. And that's done. All you need to do, lift that off, empty it straight into the bin, give it a good shake, and there you go, all nice and clean. Easy to clear up. You've got a nice cup of coffee there. Let's have a little taste of that. Make make sure you give it a stir as well. I'm going to swirl it for now. Yeah, nicely brewed cup of Kenya. That's it's got a nice body, plenty of detail in there. It's as good as a regular pour over, so I'm happy with that. So to show that it's a very innovative gadget, it's also makes really good coffee. So winner, I say. Thank you. Cheers.